Welcome to Rangers Radio on the Matchday show, the world's one and only unique live phone-in show for Rangers supporters all over the world. Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, hello, good afternoon and welcome to Rangers Radio as we look forward to Rangers versus Hearts at Ibrox as we return from the international break. Joining myself, Robert, on the show today is the legend, the one and only Bridgeman. How are you today, Bridge?
Oh, thank you, Robert. I'm doing very, very well, pal. Thank you very much. Big afternoon, and a good afternoon to the guys in the background there, the techie boys, and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good afternoon, and welcome to Rangers Radio. I couldn't get that out there. Sorry.
It's been a long break, mate. It's been a long break.
Oh,
glad to be back.
I said that, yeah. Take forever.
Glad to be back, mate. Looking forward to the game.
Oh, yes.
What's your thoughts?
I could, I consume everything about Rangers. I just consume it. I can't remember half very enough, but I consume it. I just absolutely love everything about my club. Just love it.
Well, what I'll do, mate, is I'll let you know the team for today, if that's all right with yourself.
Oh, good man, yeah, go for it.
Starting 11 for today: Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Suter, Magoma, Barron, Diamonde, Asgard, Gassama, Moore, Miofsky. On the bench, Kelly, Aarons, Rothwell, Chermiti, Cornelius, Bairami, Antman, Curtis and Danilo. First thoughts, Bridge?
Well, it's close to the same squad, but the same team we played the last time, with the exception of, no exception at all. They're all there, aren't they? Except maybe Tavernier as captain, maybe, because we'll play with Suiters for a wee while there as captain. But no, it looks good. It's probably as good as we're going to get until we get the new players sort of match fit or to the level that the manager wants, and then he'll play them. I think it's a good team. I'm quite sure we'll do well. I'm quietly confident we'll get at least a 1-0 today. I'll go for that.
Oh, of course, a good old Bridgeman prediction there. Are you surprised, mate, that we've not maybe started Cornelius, natural left-footed centre-back?
Yes, I'm always surprised when when you get players like that around. That sort of tells me that the wee bit of work he's doing up at Auchenhowie, he might not look as good as the manager wants, and that just might be down to just pure match fitness as anything else. So I don't know how get how many games he's played, but yeah, I would have played a natural left footer in the number, shall we say, on the left side of the centre backs, most assuredly, because it gives confidence to the people across from you and slightly in front of you. When you've got he'll naturally go for the ball, and he'll naturally play the ball with his right, clear it with his right if necessary, but play it with his left. Good passer, better passer, and so on and so forth. All the positives. But I'm looking forward to him coming on. There you go. I think he'll come on.
Well, you never know, mate. The subs could be needed in a game like this. I'll tell you what I think, mate. Looking at the team, I think it's a 4-2-3-1, the same way we shaped up against Celtic before the break, with Barron and Diamonde as the holding two and Asgard in that 10 position, which we've seen him play, albeit not very effectively attacking against Celtic. But I think obviously a game like today in that 10, given a free role, look to get him on the ball and use his passing skills and get the ball to the wide players, and then you've got Miofsky up top.
Yeah, of course, Robert, you're probably more right than I would ever be. To me, it just looks like a 4-3-3. That's just what it looks like to me, because the three, Gassama and Moore and Miofsky, are naturally attacking players. That's the way I see it. The other Barron, Diamonde and Asgard are, I would imagine, midfielders. So it could any variation that way. You can go 4-2-1-3, that kind of thing. Because I can't understand if we don't play 3 up front. I can't, but at Ibrox, it must be playing 3 up front based on that, because I don't see Moore being a good defender in any way, shape, or form, and I don't think Gazama is a good defender either. He'll come back to cover sometimes, but these are the guys you're going to be dependent on to get goals or to get up front and create them for Miovski. Miovski has been a prolific goal scorer in this league. I don't see why we don't use him as an out-and-out striker. If you're doing that, you need to feed him, give him the ball. That's what we need to do today. We need 2 wingers and a centre forward. Sorry,
Of
Robert,
course.
it's just me.
No, you're absolutely spot on, mate. As I said, it doesn't matter who you've got up front. It's all about the service to them, and that's when you look at the creative players, Asgard, Gassama, and today Moore gets the chance. Obviously, looks like he'll play on the left with Gassama moved over to the right. I'll be honest, Bridge. I think Gassama's more effective on the left coming inside than he is on the right side, but we'll see what he brings today. I'll give you the Hearts team, mate, and then we'll get the phone lines opened and see what the callers think. Hearts team is Swallow, Kingsley, Halkett, Binningham, Shankland, Braga, Devlin, Milne, Findlay, McEntee, and Keridis. I think we all know, Bridge, how Hearts will do today. They're going to be at it. I don't think they're going to come here with any fear. They're a physical side. They like the high balls into the box. We've been seen that in the past against Hearts, even under different management, and I don't think that will change today, even with McInnes. I think they'll fancy coming and having a go at us because of where we've been in recent performances.
Yeah, can't disagree with you. Not one word. Couldn't. I just see us getting, shall we say, it's constant in our own half from a defensive perspective. And you know, if you're stuck there and you can't come up to the line or you can't go past the line, life becomes really turbulent for you, you know, because these players they bring the ball out for defence and they can play lovely diagonal balls to the wingers. And, you know, if we've not got anybody there that can actually cover these wingers, and if you're covering the wingers, you're not covering somebody else, that kind of thing, you know, a positive, and then you get 2 minuses because you're covering people, and then they will just push it in the middle because there's nobody there, you know, that kind of thing. So it's really going to be interesting to see the tactics of it. I have to say our manager hasn't actually qualified himself greatly insofar as tactics are concerned. I think he's been out tactics. From a tactical perspective, been out fought and out beat and out thought. And virtually every game we've played, to be honest.
Yeah, you're right, mate. He's not done himself any favours with the performances, but hopefully today it starts from here when we kick on. But interesting to see what the callers think and the listeners out there. So come join us and give us your thoughts.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yes, come give us your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts on the team, how we're going to shape up, how do you see the game going. Always people joining us, so I'll just run through the team again. Butland, Tavernier, Giga, Suter, Magoma, Barron, Diamondi, Asgard, Gassama, Moore and Miovski. Bridge, one bit of kind of battle, we'll say, that I'm looking forward to is in the middle of the park. Connor Barron against Devlin of Hearts. You know what Connor Barron does, he covers the ground well, he likes a tackle, he likes to put himself about. And Devlin, we've seen in the past, he's not afraid to put the boot in, so that could be an interesting midfield battle to watch, Bridge.
Well, you know, you're absolutely right, pal. You're absolutely right. I like Barron. I like him. I'm not 100% sure if he's a natural defensive midfielder, but he does put himself about a wee bit. But he's not got. I don't think he's got a bad bone in his body. I think he wants to play football. He wants to tackle as a footballer, as opposed to as a defender. With this wee Devlin, he'll take a piece of the players with him every time. That's why, you know, it's a wee terrier, you know. So hopefully Barron plays like a wee terrier today to nullify him. We'll see what happens. If indeed they're going to be up against each other, you just don't know.
I think they'll come to blows at some point. In
Don't
terms of
say that, please.
50-50s.
The Rangers player will get sent off.
Well, let's hope the referees not get scarves today if that is the case. But no, I certainly think that will be a battle in midfield. Diamond and Asgard in the middle as well. If it is a free bridge like you think it is, I think it's a 2. Barring and Diamande sitting with Asgard in that 10. But you're still looking for all your midfielders to cover the ground, put the foot in, track back, but also get forward. I think that's going to be a key area. And then obviously Miovski again starts, gets the nod ahead of the new signing, £8 million signing Chermiti. Maybe just favoured Miovski, Bridge, because he's been around the club a bit slightly longer than Chermiti and had some more game time recently.
Yeah, look, Miovski is to me, a Stonewall starter. He's an honest player and he gives his all. But they're no good at asking him to run out to the corner box and tackle a defender. I'm not saying he won't do it, or he couldn't do it, or he won't win the ball. But when he gets the ball, what's he going to do? He's the man that's in the middle waiting for the ball coming in. Do you know what I mean? So we need to be feeding him as a centre forward. That's what we need to do. Decent balls, no rubbish passes, 50,000 feet up in the air, you know. Good passes to centre forward and let him do his business. Because he's done it before in the Scottish League and he's very, very good. So that's what I say. Get in there, Miovski, go on.
One thing he gives you, Bridge, Miovski, is he holds it up pretty well and he gets in behind. And I know we relied a lot on Cyril Dessers for that sort of kind of movement up front. But Miovski, for me, gives you that extra option in behind. He'll run for the ball. He'll give defenders a headache. And as you said, he's proven at this league already in this standard that he can find the back of the net. And I think it will be a case that he gets a goal, he gets his confidence up, and he'll settle in really well. I actually think he'll get a goal today. Should the chance come, he seems a lot more confident and prolific than maybe strikers we've got at the club and we had previously.
Yeah, I think so. Look, you'll probably remember yourselves when Miovski was with Aberdeen, he was getting touted to Rangers, particularly Rangers, and Rangers quite fancied him. But they were coming up with, well, I would have said at that time, crazy money for Rangers, something like £5 million, £6 million they were wanting for him. Now I know he went across to somebody in Europe somewhere. I don't know how much that Aberdeen got for him. Probably more than £5 million. But we bought him up for about 2 million, is it? $1.5 million?
I think it's initially 2.6 million with add-ons up to at least 4 million. Bridge.
Okay. So a value of the transfer could be, did you say 4 million?
Thereabouts, mate, yeah.
So
reportedly.
that's still cheaper than when he was with Aberdeen. And we've got the same player, maybe 18 months older, the same player, you know. And I think there's been really good business by Rangers. I don't want to say it too much because people get fed up of me saying it. I just don't want Rangers to go and spend any money on any players from any Scottish clubs. No, for me. Sometimes you have to go because you're getting them youngs, they're getting youths, and you've got to give that development fee, which to me is just robbery. But that boy, I'm delighted that he's here. And I remember many moons ago, we were after Richard Gough, when he played for Dundee United, and we couldn't get him, and we let him go to Spurs, and he came back. And that's the kind of thing we did. A really good buy for us. But he knew he wanted to come, and we wanted to get him. But no paying Dundee United all that money. That's the way it was then at that time. So you could see it happening. It did the way boy that Miovski had to go somewhere else and come back. I like that.
Aye, everybody's obviously got their opinion whether there's players in the league that people think can do a job for the club, and obviously you've got your own opinion about giving the teams money, but sometimes when there's a player there, it's a risky take, mate, whether you give them the cash and get the player or you miss out losing the player. I mean, there's been a few over the years that we've missed out on. Lewis Ferguson, Josh Doig, to name a few. Lennon Miller was also even rumoured to be a name that was there, and he's away elsewhere. So I get your point, mate. I think it's just one of these ones where if there's a player there, ultimately, are they better than what you've got at the club? And obviously, he's come in now to replace Cyril Dessers, and Iggyman's been replaced by Chimiti, and you've still got Danilo. So you've got 3 strikers there who will offer you all different aspects. But I'll tell you what we'll do, but it's just, if in the meantime, we've got the manager, and we'll see what his thoughts are looking ahead of today's game. So let's hear from Russell Martin.
Russell, it's back to the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. What kind of a game are you expecting here from Hearts?
Well, they've started the season very well, so it'll be, I think it'll be full throttle. It'll be high energy. They're aggressive. We need to match the level of energy and aggression we showed in our last game here, and then be a bit more composure on the ball than we did. Move the ball quickly and create some more chances. So I'm looking forward to it. I really like the dynamic of the group. The window's shut. Things have settled down, and now we have to start winning today.
How was that international period for you and the time you maybe got with the players then?
Well, for the guys that went away, they've come back energised. They all did very well. And the guys who were here trained brilliantly, and they had a lot of work. So they did a lot of work, had a few days off to rest and recover as well, because it's been an intense period. So it was a nice reset for us. And then we had a couple of days on the training pitch this week. We get a free week next week with no game, which is lovely. So we actually have some training time, because there's been very few sessions where we can actually train properly, because we've been recovering so much after games. So it's going to be an important few weeks for us. We need to maximise this time that we have, and we need to start this period off today by putting in a performance we're really happy with, and we can win the game.
You mentioned that Celtic game. You've gone with an unchanged team from that day. What's the thinking there? I
just think that the players deserve to go again. I think they put in a performance so together, so much fight, so much energy and aggression. They need to match that today, and like I said, with a bit of composure now, and a bit of courage to take the ball and create, and a bit of freedom in the final third. So. But really, simply, it was down to I think they deserve to play again.
Yeah, on your squad, you did say obviously the window's shut now. A few new faces since the last time we spoke to you as well. How happy are you with the summer and what your squad's looking like now?
Yeah, really happy. I think the squad's in a great place. I think we're in a really strong position. I said all the way along, we just want to be happy when the window shuts, and we really are. We have really good flexibility, good options, good strength, good depth. I'm excited about what this squad can go on and achieve now.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Well, Bridge, some strong words again. Energy, composure, aggression. We've now got to see the action match those words.
Yes, of course, all of the things have got to be shown. But I have to say, you listen to our manager, and to me, it's just hope. Hope it happens, hope this, hope that. And that's all I see. It's the same talk as he said before the Celtic game. Admittedly, we didn't lose, but that was the only positive thing about that game for Rangers. I don't know, we had a shot and goal. All these things all count, and we want the team to come out today and play a lot better than we did against Celtic, just for saying sake, and win the game, score goals. That's what we need. They get 3 points from it, and hopefully we play well, and hopefully we score a lot of goals. But our record is quite poor that way, so we need to see what happens. Now, and the manager said they've got all these games behind us, and now we can go forward and so on and so forth. Well, let's see what happens. He sounds, tone-wise, he sounds just the same as he was before and after the Celtic game. And he's very excited about the team and blah, 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 blah. Well, we've been off for 2 weeks because of international stuff, and we're now back. And then we're off again next week because of whatever, international games. And it's just, cup games or whatever. For some reason, we're not playing next week. So he's getting 3 weeks. By 3 weeks, we're only playing 2 games. 3 weeks, league games. Doesn't sound right. Maybe 1 in 3 weeks. But I'm sorry. It's just the way the manager talks, and I don't find him very inspiring as a fan. I don't think he's very inspiring. and I think he's got a tendency not to take whatever blame could be going for anything. He's got a tendency to blame the players, and that's what I see.
We'll see what it takes us. We've been joined by Carl. Afternoon, Carl.
Good afternoon.
How you doing today, mate?
I'm all right. I heard the team. I didn't listen to your manager's, your manager's thing. I can't listen to that sort of garbage anymore. I've had enough of that. But I'm just saying, I know everybody seems to be raving about Majowski. Has anybody watched him playing against a low block defence? I've only watched him playing against Rangers. I didn't pay much attention to him at all. Actually, I just watched Rangers. I'm no interested in any other team. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Bridge?
Well, he played a season or two in the Scottish Premier League, and with Aberdeen. And when Aberdeen were playing well, whoever team's playing well, there'll always be a low block against them. So I think he's played against a low block. But like yourself, I don't watch them. I watch the Rangers. But I think he's a really good player. I'm not meaning to be controversial. I think he's a really good player. But as the teams that we play against, you're right. Most of the teams that we play against will play against Rangers with a low block, and we struggle against it. And Majowski will be one of those players that will struggle against that kind of thing. We need to be saying it all since we started. As far as I'm concerned, we need to start feeding the centre forward at the right time. Not wait until there's 6 men run about him and then try pass a ball to him. It's not going to happen.
Albert, do you think it's about time we started getting our wingers getting in the box? Get hurt, get penalties. I mean, that's the way you beat a low block. You get in that box and make them tackle you.
Well, can I answer that, Robert?
On you go, Bridge.
It's just to say.
Bridge, sorry.
It's all right, buddy. The way I see it is, yes, I want 2 wingers, and I want them to get to the byline, cross the ball, or cut in, have a shot at goal. Get in the box where any damage that can be done will be done. Because I'm sure as shooting under a low block, people put the foot in and trip you up or whatever. You know, it will happen. Bounce you off the ball. So these things
That's
will happen.
what I
You'll
think.
get penalties. Yeah, you're right, pal. You're right.
So that's the only reason about Majowski. I think it's been easier to score against Rangers in the last 5 years than it has been any other time that I can remember, because the defence has been absolutely shot all over the place.
Yeah, no argument there, pal. No argument.
You know, that's how I don't see the raving about Majowski, because he's going to get chances to score, and we're not making chances, and we're still rotting at the back.
Well, I don't think us being bad at the back has got anything to do with Majowski.
No, I know. I'm just saying that you've got to get more chances than you get up.
That's correct. Yeah, 100%. We have to create the chances for the centre forward to do it. Otherwise, you can get a centre forward running onto the park and actually never touching the ball.
Well, I'm not going for a bridge man today. I'm going for a 3-0 Rangers.
Oh, gone yourself, pal. So it's a triple bridge man.
Right. Bye. Have a good afternoon. Thanks for taking my call. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Carl.
Well said, pal. Well said. A triple
Carl,
bridge man. There you go.
Certainly feeling confident as our Carl. Thanks for the call. Bridge, he's got a point, obviously. Again, we're looking at Majowski. He's going to be, at this minute in time, he's the main man up front, and we're going to be looking for him to get the goals. But as we've always said in the show, you need the service. It doesn't matter if it's Majowski, Alan Shearer, Lionel Messi. If you're not creating chances, you're not going to score.
100%, pal. 100%. But sometimes we'll put the ball in the right place, but there's been nobody there. And I think the idea that if we put the same balls in Majowski's roundabout, Majowski will get his wee share of them and put the ball in the net. I'm quite sure of it. It's all about how we do it. You know, I don't mean we're going to have fabulous passes into the box or anything like that, but be there, make a difference. And balls that come across, shooting across the, from the wing right across the box. If they get past the front post, there's a chance that Majowski is going to be there to put it away. That's what we're looking for. Somebody that's going to be a striker, poacher, call it what you like. You know, in this modern day, They can't call them poachers because they're just following the game, and they'll do it. And you watch some really good goals you can score when it comes in for somebody comes in for the right or left and puts the ball across 3 yards, 4 yards out for the goal, so that the keeper doesn't want to come for it. You know, it's all about tempting the keeper. It's all about tempting the defenders and making sure our centre forward is there, or another Rangers player for that matter. But we also can drag people around. You know.
Yeah, of course, mate. Of course. I know you're a big advocate for defenders. You love a big tall centre half. Would you be tempted, looking now with the window shut, the personnel we've got, would you be tempted to go with a different formation and maybe thinking along the lines here of a 3-5-2? Three defenders, a bit more compact at the back, 2 strikers, better chance of goals, and flood the midfield. Would you be tempted?
Well, I have to say, Robert, that's right up my street insofar as thought process is concerned. I've been watching Rangers playing teams with one up front at Ibrox, and it's just crazy, because that allows them to just low block it all, you know. But if you put my favourite formation is a 3-5-2. It allows you to pull your defenders back into the defence, into the three if you want it, your fullbacks, or push them all the way up, let them go and do it. That's the way I like it. Gives it, they can support the midfield or the defence, but they need to be able to pass the ball from defence through the midfield, not boot it over everybody's head or out the park even. Got to be able to play football with it. If you're playing 3-5-2, you've got to find your man, and if you get a choice of 5 players in midfield to pass the ball to rather than 2 or 3, then you get a better chance of getting the ball closer to the box. And that's what it's all about. Get that ball into the box at some point, or have a shot from outside. Whatever you want to do, just do it. But don't we lose the ball so much. You've not got enough bodies. You just lose the ball. They get crowded out. The low block crowds most people out. So we can't do that. We can't continue doing that, should I say, of not doing it. I would go for a 3-5-2 at Ibrox any time of the day and any day of the week. 3-5-2. Get the players in that can play 3-5-2 and train everybody else in the team to work with that. That's what I would do if it was me. But then it's no me. But that's, yes, 3-5-2 is my favourite.
Given we've obviously had the break, Bridge, and as Sir Martin said, a lot of players stayed back, so there was a lot of time done on the training ground, which, given the games we've had over the past 5-6 weeks, maybe hasn't been as much as you would have liked until this break. Are you looking today to see a bit more chemistry, connection between the players, and a bit more understanding of the style and system that he wants to play, given that he's had that time in the training park?
Oh, yeah, most assuredly. What I'm looking for, and I haven't seen it up to now, I'm looking for the players to be fit, both physically fit and match fit. Obviously, when players come in at the start of a season and they have not had the pre-season set of training to do, they might have a training somewhere else, but they need to be able to have the match fitness, and that allows them to integrate properly with the players, so that other players understand what's their strengths. Now, he can't hit the ball with his left, so I'm not passing it. I'll not pass it to him on the left. We'll pass it to the other boy on the right. That kind of thing. So it's all about match fitness. Where are you in the park? How are you coping with it? And where is everybody else? You find out players have got the ball's coming to them, and wait a minute, they've misread it, and before you know it, the ball's a yard away from them, maybe 2 yards. And that's just match fitness. It's eye-ball coordination. If you take your eye off that ball, you're not going to get the ball. You're going to lose it. You can see we're passing, Robert. You can see we're passing. Some of our passing is disgraceful. Somebody picks the ball up in midfield, out in the right wing, and they turn around and they want to pass it right across the pitch to somebody who's, let's say, the left back. You're going to try and no, that ball ends up going out back into our own half and out the park, because we can't actually pass the ball by the look of it. That's the trouble. So that needs to be done. And he's had plenty of time now. He's told you himself. They've done well in the training, and they're going to have more next week. So we'll have no excuse. In a couple of weeks' time, we'll have no excuse for all the rubbish that they've shown us. some poor possession, literally dreadful possession. And we need to smarten that up.
One thing that is evident, Bridge, is obviously with the transfer window being shut, the team now is his team. It's who he wanted in. It's who he felt didn't have a future at the club have left. Others have made their own decisions to leave and moved on to pastures new. But ultimately, this is his squad. This is his team. This is what he wanted. This is his system. There is no room for error, no room for excuses, and that has to start with a win today. We can't have another draw. A draw is a defeat at our club, as you well know, and it's not been good enough. Today needs to be a performance, but most importantly, a winning result. I don't think a draw is going to satisfy anybody else around Ibrox today, mate.
Well, I've said it for a couple of weeks now. You look at that manager, and as far as I'm concerned, his jacket's in a sugary peg. And you're right, we need to win today. We need to win and possibly win in style. I'll take a 1-0, even a draw, drag the ball out, and drag the game out. Just win. Don't give the ball, don't let them score. We're at Ibrox, for God's sake, Rangers. We're at Ibrox. We shouldn't be worrying about other teams at Ibrox. We should be worrying about ourselves. Play your own game. Get in there and you're telling them, show them who you are. You're at Ibrox. Teams have outplayed us at Ibrox this season so far. And it's sad. I don't want that. I want to see my team going to Ibrox, coming out to Ibrox and proud as fuck. Just proud. Big peacock there. Go for it. And just make sure people understand. You come to Rangers, you're not going to get in. You don't got a goal. You don't got a point. Nothing. If we're the ones that end up struggling. That's what it's looked like so far.
We're moving into the last 15 minutes of the show, Bridge, so it'd be good to hear some callers. If you want, give us a call, 0141 356 1972. Come join us, let us know your thoughts on the game ahead today, the team selection. Are you nervous? Are you worried? Are you hopeful? Optimistic? Come let us know. We'll just touch on the visitors' Hearts, Bridge, just briefly. They're obviously sitting pretty well on the table. I think they're actually in second place, 10 points from a possible 12. The only 3 wins and a draw. The draw was against Motherwell. They were 3-0 down in that game. Came back to 3 each and possibly and should have arguably won the game in the end. But if you look at it, Bridge, it's a similar run of that of Aberdeen last season where they started off well, where the fixtures were kind to them. But do you expect Hearts to be where they are come the end, or do you feel they'll just peter away like Aberdeen? It's a very similar run to what they had at the start of last season.
I think history tells us that Hearts are a better team than Aberdeen. I think that Hearts they've picked up the points they needed and they've won the games that needed and so on and so forth. I just don't see Hearts being a poor team. But what I do see is Hearts being a better team than they have been, and week on week, they getting strength, getting in there and doing it. But they have brought in a couple of new players, so they'll be putting them in the team today, or they are in the team or in the squad, and they'll have to come onto the park and do it. But we know the basis of Hearts are a fighting team, and they're going to fight all the way today, because it's a big scalp. Rangers are a huge scalp, and if they can get a draw at Ibrox, that's a good result for them. Any team that comes to Ibrox to get a draw, it's a really good result for them, because we shouldn't be allowing teams to outplay us. And it's just all about us. But Hearts themselves, I don't see them falling away like Aberdeen. I don't see it. That's my own thoughts on that. But I've been wrong before. And Aberdeen falling away was a terrible thing for them last season, because they were looking good in the league. Hearts this time are starting to look good. They need to keep it going, and they're up against a brick wall now at Ibrox. So we've got everything to win and nothing to lose. Let's put it that way. With Rangers, if we lose, well, you just said it yourself earlier, Robert. What's it going to be? What's going to happen? The whole place will be pandemonium. It'll be pandemonium again.
Hopefully, as you say, it is a brick wall they come up against, and if we can keep a clean sheet and get a goal or two and get 3 points, I think that doesn't lift all the pressure off, but it's a start. I think the fans first and foremost need a win. Russell Martin certainly needs a win for his own personal reasons. The club needs a win, obviously, to get a win on the table and move us up the table, because Bridge, if results go against us this whole weekend, it could be a worrying sight looking at that table come Sunday night, Monday morning.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, pal. You know, as I say, we're sitting there in 7th position in the league. I can't remember. I think the last time I saw us doing at the beginning of the season, doing in the bottom 6 was where there were 3 games in hand. You know, that kind of thing. If we couldn't get playing for competitions, internationals, or whatever, you know, and the other teams managed to get their games in. It wasn't because we were rubbish. This time it's because we've been rubbish, and it's our own fault. So yes, I agree with you. Rangers cannot afford to lose any more games. And if they're going to lose any games, the team they're playing against must be a better team than us. And our fans must be able to stand there and say they were better than us. And that's not going to be harm. Our fans are sick, fed up watching Rangers struggling. Got to get it started. Come on, manager, get it done.
But it's certainly going to be a tough game. As I said, I don't envisage Hearts sitting back, allowing us to play the game. I think they'll come at us. They're quite a robust set-up side. Previous meetings have shown that. Under McInnes, I don't think it's going to be any different, mate. I think they'll come with a real intent to win the game. And based on performances and the atmosphere around Ibrox and the club, I don't think they've got any reason not to think they can come and get a win. It's up to us to go and put them to the sword and get a win. Have a bit of belief, a bit of confidence, and try and restore a bit of normality. When, as you said, teams coming to Ibrox just now, they don't fear Ibrox. It's not a fortress the way it used to be. We're too easy to play around. We're too easy to get through. We're giving up too many chances. It's got to change at some point, Bridge. And I just hope it is today. It's a big week. We've got a League Cup game against Hibs next weekend. So the games don't get any easier in terms of what's at stake already so early in the season.
Yeah, 2 massive games today and then Hibs. So it's these games make break. You know, make a break. So if we don't do well this week, then we're going to be even lower in all probability in the league, maybe down to 7th, 8th, or 9th in the league, and that's incredible. Excuse me. But we're going to be playing Hibs. Hibs they're all fighting. All these teams are fighting all the way. We need to get people in our team that can match them. Fight it. As far as I'm concerned, anyway, Robert, I don't see some of the things that we're doing is quite incredible. I don't understand it myself, to be honest.
Who's going to be the key man today, mate? Who do you think is going to grab that game by the scruff of their neck and take it forward? Who are you looking at that team lineup?
I think our young left winger, Gazman, I think he's a superb player, and he's been very effective for us. And that lets Ngoma, is it Ngoma or something like that, left back, let him move forward.
Yep. Ngoma, yep.
Ngoma, yeah. And he looks a smashing find. And he's got a lot of confidence. So he should be able to link up with Gazman. And what's the big fella that came for Luton? Is it for Luton?
Asgard.
Asgard. I couldn't remember his name there. Asgard. He had a tremendous midweek, so international level. So I've got every hope that guy's going to turn on. He started to look good, but again, lack of fitness / match fitness. It's all going to come, and he's a quality player. By the look of him, he looks a quality player, and we want him to show that quality against Rangers. It all depends where the manager plays him, of course. If he plays him in the wrong position, then he's just going to be another player. If he plays him in the right position, he's going to be a star. That's the way I look at it anyway.
I see. That's why I think.
Is he 6 feet, Robert? That boy.
It's about that eye. He's not a small lad. I know he's not physically built in terms of strength, but he looks if he's got some height on him. For me, when you're talking about playing him in his position, for me, he looks a natural 10. He's got a bit of flair, creativity. He's got an eye for a pass. I think if you put him in that 10 position, give him the free role to link up with the two behind him and the striker, make runs beyond, get the wingers involved, I think he is a player that can bring us something else in that final third that we may have lacked in previous games. I know he played in the 10, as I said earlier, against Celtic, but he had a defensive duty then to nullify McGregor, so you never really saw the attacking elements of his game. Today, I think he'll find the space to show what he can do. And as you said, midweek scored 4 goals for Norway, which is still, it's 4 goals for your country. He'll be proud of that, and hopefully he can come with confidence into today's game and try and get on the score sheet or get an assist at least. But I think that's, for me, that's the player you look at, mate, is Asgard. Just that kind of final third where we've lacked quality, and hopefully we create chances. I won't say more chances, because the last game we didn't get one chance. So create chances and get a bit more clinical in the final third and get the 3 points.
Yeah, I think if Hearts come out against us today and go on the front foot, if they attack us right away, then I think we are going to be in trouble. We need to stop them. We need to be ready for them. We need to be ready for, because we're Rangers, we need to be ready for anything. But we can't allow teams to come into Ibrox and from the kick-off basically get there and start passing the ball around and take, not allowing us the ball. These kind of things. We've got to be able to take that ball, win it, and control the game. And if we do that, we've got a good chance. If we don't, then they've got a good chance. And that's going to be murder Polish. So if they're up there causing mayhem, getting a shot at goalie, or maybe a wild one out of the bar, it doesn't matter. We can't allow these things to happen. We've got to be able to nip all that in the bud. We've not done it up to now, but we need to.
Aye, certainly, mate. Certainly indeed. Need to be more reassured, switched on at the back, no mistakes from ourselves. If a team scores a goal and it's a well-worked goal, I'll praise it. I won't criticise. But when it's our own mistakes, that's what's causing us the issues. But we're starting to get to that time, Bridge. So let's have the last word from yourself, mate, ahead of today's game.
Oh, what can I say? Thanks for having us on. Thank you very much, Robert. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, the techie boys in the background. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, this is a massive, massive game. Biggest game of the season. Rangers need to do it. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us, and so do they.
Cheers, Bridge. Can I thank yourself for joining me in the pre-match show? Show will be back after 15 minutes after the final whistle. So can I say thanks to Bridge, thanks to Carl, who phoned earlier, for joining us, Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Obviously, there is no show without them. And to all the fans and listeners out there listening in, again, there's no show without you guys. So thanks for joining us. Enjoy the game, and hopefully by the end of it, you've still got some nails, and we're celebrating a 3 points for Rangers. Take it away, Fox.